Hey there, JobTread pros. So this Zap I'm going to show you here is super simple. There's probably a couple different videos about it, but I'm going to show you a nugget that makes it super efficient to add a link back to the actual contact from your uh, contact record. So it could be in Open Phone or it could be in Google. You see here I have Open Phone and Google. This is really kind of a duplication, and I'm actually probably going to get rid of my Google contact creation here and just keep it on Open Phone, but I'll show you that as I go through it. So the trigger this for this example is going to be vendor contact created. If you want to create a customer, this would be the trigger, the customer contact created. After the trigger is selected, it works the same way. So we're going to go down the path of the vendor. So I'm going to click through that. All that's set up, of course, organization. This is my test. So I've created a test vendor. So to get information to pull in here, you got to have vendor contact created. So if you don't have one, go into your system and create a test. All right, so the action for Open Phone is to create a contact. And you'll see they have a couple, well, they really only have two. So they have create or update and then send a message. Okay, so we'll continue through that. Of course, all it's linked up. Now on Open Phone, you'll need to select an ID, and this is the contact ID. So this is the contact ID for a vendor or a customer. Once again, in this case, we're talking specifically about vendors, but the same thing applies for customers. So when you click on these fields, if you're not familiar with it, you can go down in here and search for the data. So this is the ID, and that really is like a placeholder for the contact in case any record or any information changes on that contact. You can go back and update it in some capacity. So from JobTread, it's going to pull, and you can see the little JT symbol there. So that information is originating from JobTread. So it's going to pull the first name, of course, their last name. I do a dash vendor for vendors, and for clients, I would do dash client. That's the way I do it. Doesn't mean the way you have to do it, but I like to see if someone's calling in or if I'm calling. It helps clear up exactly who we're calling. So I put in the company here, of course. So that's listed under the account name. So that'll pull in the company. The job title, this is kind of a bonus field, certainly not mandatory by any means. But I have vendor here. If I had a client, I would put client. It says job title, but in Open Phone, it actually calls it a role. And for the phone number, that's pretty straightforward. Just pull that in. Same thing with the email. So this is the kind of the nugget down here. So you can actually create links back to the JobTread account. So you don't have to go like searching and pull up another window and all that kind of stuff. So this first part of the link is the fixed link. If you want to do customers, you simply replace this vendors with customers. And I'll show you here if you go into your JobTread. So I got a customer account here pulled up. So here's the link, right? Customers and then /, and then this part is the dynamic part of the link. So if I go to vendors, the same kind of thing, right? You'll see the link, vendors, and this dynamic piece here. And that's what you can add in to your as part of their contact. So when you're in the contact record, you actually click on it and it'll take you to their JobTread record. Last piece is I add their address in. Now, one thing, it's an Open Phone issue right now with this Zap is I can't load a share who I want to share this with, and that's kind of an issue for me. But I've already sent a ticket to them. Hopefully that gets resolved soon. I'll show you how that affects the contact here in a second. So once that's completed, I'm going to press continue. Now it's teed up and ready for a test. So I'm going to flip over to my Open Phone, and you can see here, right, so we have vendor at the end, like it's not in here. So what we'll do is we'll test it. This is really part of like the testing process. So I'll click retest, wait for it to work. All right, so that's been sent. Let me go back to Open Phone. You can see here it's popped up already. So when I click on this, you'll see all this information to the right. That's all the information that we just told it to put in here. So this phone number is probably not the best example of all the sixes. Probably should have done like a different phone number there, but the role, vendor, got the company name. Come down here, we got their email. Now this part is the coolest part to me, right? Because it's the link to the record. So I can click here and it pulls up the record. So super efficient and seamless, and that works on your phone. You can also do that for Google. So Google also has a place that you can put in a URL and have the same thing happen. And of course, you go in your address. So the access thing, that's what I was referring to with the issue that is in the Zap, because what I would prefer to happen is it would go to here and say, yes, share to everybody in my organization, and it would share to everyone. I haven't figured out exactly how to make that work, so hopefully Open Phone can correct that so I don't have to go into here every time a record's created and modify it. So that's how you do the vendor. Once again, same thing applies to customer. This also applies to Google Contacts. So I'll just go through that real quickly. So it's create contact, go down here to action, and you can see the same thing, the name, first, last. You can do the title, you can do a company, the company name, the email, the phone number, the type of phone it would go on to hit on your record. Going down, I'm going to show you where the URL is, and I haven't have it filled out here, but here's the URL record. You could do the same thing and have the JobTread account as part of their contact information. So this is, once again, it's a super simple Zap to set up. It's super powerful. No more duplicating information. No more having to retype people's names into your phone or forgetting about it. From a client experience, it creates like such an amazing client piece when you're new to a relationship with them and they call in and you can immediately see it's them, and you can answer the phone and have a really personal, and even saying their first name, right, creates a really high level customer experience. So hopefully this helps. Bye.